Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Wave Shocker. This is obviously Shocker from the 90s cartoon, and I have waited so long for this guy. Now here I have Hasbro Marvel Legends Shocker. So this one's obviously a more modern version of the character. We're going to be comparing these two in this video. A very loose comparison, obviously. They're not like for like. This is a completely different look for the character, although it's not crazy different. We're going to compare the two and see if you have this one, is it worth it to pick the classic one up, and how different are the molds, etc. But for the most part, the figures will be extraordinarily similar. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of this box. Again, I love the art design of these, but yeah, I'm not a mint and box collector. I'm getting this guy out of there. I do have to say, if you open these figures up from the bottom here, you can actually slide this tray out without really damaging the box at all. And you can actually put it all back in, and it looks like it's barely, it really does look very close to not being open, which is great. So we have a bit of a bio and a picture. But what we're looking at here is everyone else in the wave, which I do actually own. And again, just like with this figure, I'll be comparing them with their older versions. So great thing about Ben Reilly is I just realized that I have that figure on my shelf as the Spidey Carnage, so that's a great reason to pick this new one up if anyone doesn't own that already, because you can go ahead and have both on your shelf without actually having the same figure. It's upgraded, and then you still have that other one, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, that's for another video, another day, but just letting you know what's coming up. Again, comparing Hobgoblin and Symbiote Spider-Man to their old versions, as well as Hammerhead, but that's a bit of a looser one because it looks very different. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look at Shocker. Let's get him out of the package and take a closer look. And here is Shocker out of the packaging and standing just over 6 inches tall. He is a little shorter than his old counterpart on the Bucky Cap mold back there. He still looks fantastic to this day, and I have to say the gauntlets on the old one, how they were painted a little bit darker and a bit kind of busted up and everything, it does look really, really cool. And again, the paint lines are actually on this guy, which look fantastic and are really striking. On this guy, they are molded in, but not painted. So there's really, really awesome molding that's going on with this guy. All of his clothes here are molded in. There's even better texture. If you look closer up, it actually does look like leather. That also carries on to the boots down there as well. You have the stripe down the side, etc., etc. That's all molded in on the new guy. On the old one, it's all just painted. Obviously, you have the knee pads and the gauntlet pieces there, and the headpiece, which is the only different parts to the regular Bucky Cap mold. All the rest of it is generic. It meant that they could make it cheaper. It still looks fantastic. With the new guy, you do get much better molding. In fact, you can barely even see that he's got torso articulation there. It just works so damn well. And the gauntlets look amazing. But it does suffer from a lack of paint in terms of those lines. You can touch them up yourself with a bit of brown, then it would be the perfect action figure. So that's my only downside with this, really. And I've just noticed the kneecaps there are slightly lighter than the yellow on the rest of the figure, and the same with the elbows. I did notice that earlier. But other than that, it is basically perfect. So we have some interchangeable hands here. We have some open gripping hands, which is fantastic, and he does actually come with some other accessories as well. We have some effect pieces, some vibration energy effect pieces. We've seen these many a time in many colors from Marvel Legends. Don't know if this is the first time we've seen them in this color, but it does look awesome, and you can attach them to his wrist or slide them through the hands or however you want to use them. They are great. There is no wrist articulation with this guy, unfortunately, but I mean, with how these things look, they're amazing, and I definitely do dig it. With the old one, it was slightly broken up here, as you can see, and that fits with the character design, and it looks fantastic. You still get the articulation. So the old one gets this guy beat with the articulation and with the fact that the lines are painted. This guy gets it beat with the amount of accessories that he comes with, and with the fact that he just looks absolutely incredible. Plus, I think that this is the Shocker design that more people are going to enjoy anyway, so I feel like this is one of the most highly anticipated villains in the Marvel Universe to come out, not just the Spider-Man universe, but the Marvel Universe within the Legends line. Of course, you do not get a Build-A-Figure piece with this guy. This one would have come with a Build-A-Figure piece. Again, can't remember what wave it was, but it would have come with one. You got to factor that in, I guess. But you can buy that guy very cheap without one if you really wanted to. In terms of this guy's articulation, then, so the head looks up very far and down very far, left and right, no pivot there. Shoulders rotate out to the side and rotate all the way around. Unfortunately, no kind of butterfly joint or anything there. Rotation at the upper part of the arm, double jointed elbows, which are very tight on this figure. I've only moved them once, backwards and forwards, but yeah, they're very, very tight on this guy. And then the rotation there at the wrist, so at least you do get the rotation. The torso is amazing as well, backwards and forwards all the way. Rotation at the waist, this is a loose floating belt piece. Hips come out to the side, forward and back. Rotation at the upper part of the thigh. We have, again, tight joints here with the double jointed knees. Rotation at the boot, up and down at the feet, along with an ankle pivot. For myself personally, Shocker has always been one of my favourite Spider-Man villains, and I definitely recommend both of these figures. If you already have the slightly older one, I still recommend that you pick up the new one if you're a big Shocker fan and you're a big 90s Spider-Man cartoon fan or comic book. In general, if you have the one, you don't need the other. You don't need either of them, but I mean, as a collector, we say that word a lot. It is phenomenal. It's definitely an upgrade. It's a shame about the paint missing within those lines. It would look so much better if it was in there. Not as dark as that, just very light. But I mean, the brown on the newer guy is a slightly lighter shade anyway. So if you touch that up yourself with a bit of a brown wash, or even in black, that would look fantastic. I think it would elevate this figure so much and it would be a no-brainer. But in general, I do like the design and the moulding of the new one much better, although I adore the Bucky Cap mould. I highly recommend this guy. If you have the older one, you still need the newer one. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more from me, check out the videos on the screen right now and the links in the description below for more pictures of the rest of my collection. For more Marvel Legends, as always, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching again, guys, and I will see you next time.